This is the Dan Lebatar Show with the Stugotz podcast.
There are a number of things that I want to get to. Michael Strahan's going to join us in a half hour. Michael Phelps is going to race a shark.
Huh?
We'll get to that in a second.
All right.
Draymond Green and LeBron James feuding. But I want to start with sports fans because sports fans are funny and amazing and great and weird. So you know where I'm going with this because Stugotz and I were looking at a text here earlier, and both of us got tears in our eyes looking at this text that came in from something during the local hour, and it said succinctly enough, bleep you, Dan. And I want to give people some idea of why it is that came in. About 7 minutes ago, I said only the most obvious thing in the world, which is that the Miami Heat don't have a chance against the Golden State Warriors.
They're not alone, by the way.
Right. That nobody's got a chance for a couple of years. We were talking about Gordon Hayward and the idea of who do you get, what do you do, and you can't do anything other than lose. That's what you're going to do. But because fans so badly want to believe in hope, I get bleep you, Dan, for saying only the most obvious thing ever said, which is that a team that didn't make the playoffs in the Eastern Conference might not have hope against the Golden State Warriors, who just beat the best LeBron James and Kyrie Irving we've ever seen.
Bleep you, Dan.
Bleep you, Dan. All right, good talk. What a funny world we occupy. Does this happen to you guys at work? Any of you? You're just sitting around, somebody calls you up, bleep you by name, and then hangs up? Where
What other work environment?
What is this place where we've chosen to make a living? Seriously, I want to think about this for a second because what's happened here is we have decided to immerse ourselves in the YouTube comment section, in the Breitbart comment section.
Right. They just stream for 4 hours, the comments. Every day we're on the air.
In fact, you should just replace us, right? I mean, Amazon's going to figure out a way to do that. They're buying everything. They just bought Whole Foods cash, $13.7 billion. Guillermo, put it on the poll, please. Does it scare you that Amazon's buying everything? Yes or no?
The deal's not done, but it's going to be done soon. $13.8 billion again.
Cash. Just cash. Here. Bezos. Can we get Bezos on? I want to talk to that guy. Like, what's the end game, Spence? Hey, what? Who do you just want to own everything? Seriously.
I think that's his.
Why are you buying Whole Foods? Is it because you want our food? Like you want to be the guy eventually that we have to line up and you're going to hoard the food. What is the end game with Bezos? Does anyone know? Why is he buying Whole Foods? Why is he buying everything?
It's Mars.
Mars is the end game? That's right. He's going to build his own.
I'm telling you, man, all these billionaires, they are figuring out ways to not only take you to Mars, like on a vacation, on a trip, but they are also figuring out ways to live on Mars in the event that something happens here. I'm telling you, he's going to buy Mars.
What do you mean buy Mars? I don't think Mars is for sale.
Oh.
I mean, technically, like, the first person to Mars claims it. Like, I think we own the moon.
Squatters' rights?
We own the moon.
I do.
Put it on the poll.
I
Does
think
the
we own the
United
moon.
States own the moon?
Yeah.
We put a flag there and says that's
What
ours.
do you mean?
You don't
Put it on
remember
the
that scene
poll?
in Far and
Yes.
Away where they're trying to get plots of land? You got to put a flag down in the ground, and the moon's ours.
Ours.
Our moon.
That. We claim that.
We won the moon. It was a competition between us and the Soviets. We got it.
first.
It's ours.
Me.
Yeah, we own the moon.
Thank you, Stugotz, for limping in at the end there.
Confirmed.
So Michael Phelps is going to race a shark, and I love that Draymond Green was getting so much applause for his comments immediately after winning the championship, where he's like, why shouldn't I help them up? I was going to say all sorts of petty things, but why should I do that? They're great competitors. They played a great series. Why should I do that? That lasted 4 minutes. Then Draymond Green went straight to wrestling heel again. I love that he exists.
Right.
I love that he'll say anything. I suggest that many of you over the coming days and weeks put both microphones and drinks in front of him and see what happens.
Oh, he's in Vegas this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, God knows what he's going to say. I just love how comfortable he is with all of this. Hell, I loved during one of those games when it looked like he was going to be ejected, where it looked like he had gotten his second technical foul, but in reality, the earlier technical foul was on Steve Kerr, where the audience was screaming and yelling, and he went right out on the court and told them to get louder. Who does that? So we'll get to Draymond Green in a second because I love everything about him, including that he's the penis hunter. Everything. I will take the entire package. Maybe I should reword that. I will take the entire Draymond Green experience, all of it, good and bad, because I love that there's this guy wandering around, bowling ball full of butcher knives, doesn't care what happens, doesn't think about consequences, just rolls through the parade and is more interesting than everyone else.
There are people objecting because Draymond Green and LeBron James are friends and doing projects together, and Draymond's part of LeBron's podcast company, and they did work together during the NBA Finals. People get upset at that stuff.
But Draymond knows it's all entertainment.
Yes.
That's like that Foot Locker commercial for the balls. Like, if you look at it through the prism, and I don't know why this is so hard for people. I don't know how it is that we arrived in the place where games, I really don't. I do not know how it is we arrived in the place where games became this sacred thing and it was somehow different than entertainment. That why wouldn't Draymond Green start it with LeBron? He wears this T-shirt. First of all, let me ask you a couple of questions about this before we get to Michael Phelps racing a shark.
Okay.
Draymond Green wore a Quickie T-shirt yesterday based on Quicken Loans Arena. Let's go ahead and play the sound of Draymond Green talking about why it is he's wearing that T-shirt.
Those guys are ringers called. Got him out here quick with the trophy, Quickie. We actually got him made in Cleveland. How about that?
Oh, wow. Well, just to let you all know before you start stuff, Draymond, LeBron, very cool, like family. This is all in fun and good jest.
Absolutely. I can't forget the Ultimate Warrior shirt last year from LeBron and, the 3-1 tombstone cookies and all of that. So, I was waiting on this moment, but definitely my guy. That's family.
That's courtesy of NBC Sports Bay Area. Draymond also said that he had another plan for a more elaborate, more insulting T-shirt, but he didn't quite have enough time to put it together, which makes me ask you, since they lost a year ago and they built this super team that they kind of knew was going to win the championship, how disorganized is Draymond's life? Is it, Guillermo, put this on the poll. Is Draymond Green's paperwork in order? Question mark. How disorganized is your life if you didn't have time to make the T-shirt? He said he had something more clever than Quickie. So he does Quickie because it's a quick series, and then LeBron James comes back at him with, is that what she said? Which is, the way that 11-year-olds argue, but it passes for entertainment because we don't have anything else where guys will go back and forth at each other.
It's the best we're going to find in sports.
Right, grading on a curve.
Yes.
Draymond's lying. You mean to tell me Draymond doesn't have an Allison? Dan's pretty unorganized. Dan will roll out of bed, said, get me a shirt that says this. Allison will get it in a half hour. Draymond can't get that.
But sometimes you got so much going on, Mike. I'm telling you, so much going on and so many places to be and, hands to shake that you don't even have time and you're not even organized enough to get yourself an Allison. I'm serious. I'm telling you.
That's not why you don't have an Allison, Stugotz, if that's what's happening here.
No, it's because my wife spends all my money and I can't afford an Allison.
Well, this brings us to something we were talking about earlier in the show. You should have heard the gurgling resentment that Stugotz had about how his wife has personally made Bezos a billionaire. Because every time he comes home, Stugotz says he gets mad at the UPS driver. Because every time he comes home, there are 3 more boxes from Amazon. His wife is going through all of his savings through Amazon, giving all of the money that Stugotz earns here gets sent straight to Mars.
Yeah, I mean, my choices are get mad at the UPS driver or get mad at my wife. You know how that's going to go.
You should have heard Stugotz simmering, though, when he saw that Bezos had just purchased Whole Foods for $13.7 billion of Stugotz's dollars. Because his wife keeps buying blenders.
I mean, every day there's 2 to 3 packages sitting. I asked my wife, one day for my birthday, for Father's Day that's coming up this Sunday, can I just come home one day to no packages in front of the door? That's it. That's the dream. That is the dream right there. That's where I've arrived at. That would be the greatest day in our lives together, in my life with my wife. The day I come home and there are no boxes in front of the door. The day she doesn't spend 1 penny of my money.
You guys had trouble.
Get your own money.
You guys had trouble getting pregnant.
Yes.
So happier than the birth of your children is if you walk home one day and the UPS driver isn't there. If there aren't boxes there. Happier than the birth of your twins.
I mean, those kids are costing me money, too. Jeez. Someone else in the family get a job. Anyone.
Coming up next, Michael Phelps raises a shark.
ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance. You can save hundreds on your car, business, or recreational vehicle insurance from a local independent agent. Go to Progressive.com today. Now, that's Progressive. By the way, happy birthday, Abby. It's her birthday today.
Oh, no.
Love you, honey. And today's certainly not going to be the day that I come home and there are no boxes in front of the front door. There's just going to be a million of them. Oh, what am I doing to myself? Jeez Christ. Oh, I love you, honey. Happy birthday. You are the best. Put the credit card away.
Hey, buddy. The wait is over.
We've got Joe Harper in here. He's a polygraph specialist.
He's very intimidating. He's a nice man, but physically he's very intimidating, and he has a bullet in his neck.
The man, the myth, the legend, Joe Harper, makes his return June 21st for the second installment of Stu Lies.
Are your apologies to Dan sincere after you make fun of his fat face?
Yes.
That'd be a no.
Oh, man.
He said Stugotz is the worst liar since O.J. Simpson.
If the Heat and the Knicks played in the Eastern Conference Finals, would you root for the Heat?
Or nerd.
Yes.
Liar.
Let's go Knicks.
Stugotz, Joe Harper, collision course.
Were you really the big man on campus in college, as you have claimed?
Yes.
Oh, I think that's the truth.
No, it's not.
Oh! June 21st. You won't want to miss this, buddy.
Don Le Batard.
You want to make something smart really dumb? I give you Stugotz.
Stugotz.
You love sandwiches, huh?
This is the Don Le Batard Show with the Stugotz on ESPN Radio.
Catch me and Mike Golick Jr. every Sunday for weekend observations from 7 to 9 a.m. Eastern on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. Tune in to an AL battle on Sunday Night Baseball as the Astros host the Red Sox, presented by GNC. Coverage of Sunday Night Baseball begins at 7 p.m. Eastern on ESPN Radio, ESPNradio.com, and the ESPN app, and at 8 p.m. on ESPN.
Michael Strahan going to join us in 15 minutes. Would you guys like to watch some video here? I know this isn't very helpful to the radio audience, but would you guys like to watch some video here of Conor McGregor sparring? Because it's not good. I just saw him sparring here. The Big Lead has some video of him sparring, and he doesn't look like a boxer. And he's sparring with a boxer who's not Floyd Mayweather, and that boxer looks like a boxer, and Conor McGregor looks like we would look.
Yeah, he's sparring with a boxer that I believe is ranked 30th in the world at his weight class.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's sparring against a good boxer, but the good boxer is hitting him at will, and Conor McGregor's not being able to do anything because one of them's a boxer and one of them's not.
Give him a minute, man.
Yeah, the good news is he's got so much time to prepare for this mega fight.
I mean,
he's got 2 months to be as great as Floyd Mayweather. Okay. The money's coming in on Conor.
I mean, who's rushing to bet Floyd at the line that he's in? Like, it's at 90% Conor. It's not really shocking because right. Floyd opened at 1,100.
Yeah. But it's coming in on Conor because everybody is believing in the idea of a puncher's chance, and also bleep you, Dan.
But who's going to lay that? I mean,
no,
it's like a goof bet. It's a goof bet.
It is. It's a goof bet. It's like, I'll put $100 on to win $1,000 or more. But I mean, I'm watching this and I'm getting mad because it's like seeing Chris Cody in there trying to fight a boxer.
Right. It's all part of the game plan, though, man. He wants you to think that he can't box. He wants Floyd to think that he can't box. It's a very heady strategy, actually.
Can't box.
It's part of the game plan, Dan. Make himself an even bigger underdog. You see, Sylvester Stallone called him the real-life Rocky, and he is rooting for Conor McGregor. They're going to get so much pub out of this, they don't even need sports radio for it. Stallone, celebrities are talking about it. Stallone is calling him a real-life Rocky. He said he's the underdog, said he thinks he can pull off the upset. This is amazing. I mean, Stallone.
I love what Stugotz just did there, twofold. I love what Stugotz just did there,
You
twofold.
noticed, huh?
He made Stallone some sort of reputable boxing authority.
He's Demolition Man.
Not only did he do that, but on top of that, he said about one of the biggest carnival mega fights we've ever seen, they don't even need sports radio. As if sports radio is the thing that, like, buoys the entire... The only way that Bezos was able to buy Whole Foods is because of the way sports radio buoys Amazon. Like, they don't even need sports radio. I'm telling you, you will find pockets every day of Stugotz's delusional megalomania. Like, because Stugotz... Who needs sports radio? Like, for anything.
You're all the people that come on the show wanting to promote stuff.
Do you
they need it.
Do you realize that we are? Hold on. Let's do this. I want to do this because I've long maintained.
I mean, Strahan needs us in about 12 minutes.
He doesn't need us.
He's
We've been
promoting
chasing
something.
Strahan for 2 months.
Yeah, but why do you think he's coming on today? Because he needs some promotion.
He's promoting something.
Yep, sports radio, man.
I want to ask you a question because I've been saying this for years. I'm all in. Okay, I'm all in. Let's play this game. Are you ready?
Yes.
I'm all in, and I feel like I've got the nuts.
Okay.
Sports radio is the lowest rung of the show business ladder. All in. What's your hand? What do you beat me with on a lower rung of the show business ladder? And I'm not counting the Howl at the Moon piano bar. I'm talking show business ladder.
Journalists, newspaper writers.
No, but that's not
come on, that's
entertainment.
dignified.
That's not
That's still
entertainment.
dignified.
All right.
I was thinking beauty pageant host.
Oh, no. Get out of here. Alan Thicke and Steve Harvey? What are you kidding me?
I'm not talking about the Super Bowl of beauty pageants, Dan. I'm talking about the circuit that meets up at the Clarion.
Like something in Des Moines? Something in the lobby in a banquet hall in Des Moines? No. I think that's better than sports radio. Man, I've been on Radio Row. You've seen that plumber's butt everyone's got. Nasty Nestor and a bunch of big dogs. It's the worst.
A T-shirt cannon guy.
Oh.
Well, that does look fun.
No, wait a minute. That's not a career, though.
That's entertainment.
Yes, it is. Yeah, for some it's a career, man.
It is a career.
What?
Yep.
What?
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Put it on the poll. For some, T-shirt cannon is a career.
No.
Don't even phrase it as a question. Put it on the poll. For some, T-shirt cannon is a career.
Period. We talk about Michael Phelps raising a shark next.
Dan Batard.
Are you not alarmed by how much Stugotz ate last night?
Stugotz.
I had no idea. He ate a lot. He was pretty gross when I left. I had no idea that he went on this, grazing.
Well, here's the weird thing about Stugotz, too, though. When Stugotz eats here, he never finishes anything. I know because I'm always cleaning it up.
Oh, it's infuriating.
After he's left.
He leaves one wing.
No, but
Well,
no,
in
that's...
case someone wants it, I mean.
Just eat the wing.
I thought Roy always ate the leftover wing.
Roy always throws it away.
All right, I'm a slob.
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz on ESPN Radio.
ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance. The Dan Le Batard Show is brought to you by Pennzoil Synthetics, taking synthetic motor oil performance to a whole new level. Make the switch to Pennzoil Synthetics today. Michael Strahan going to join us in just a second here on the Shell Pennzoil Performance line. Here's your SportsCenter update. U.S. Open, second round is underway. Ricky Fowler is your leader at 7 under par. Paul Casey, a stroke back at 6 under. He is through 4 holes. Mets right-hander Matt Harvey is expected to miss several weeks after an MRI and CT scan on his arm revealed a stress injury to the scapula bone in his right shoulder, the team said Thursday. And finally, hitting the snooze on your alarm can make you more tired than if you had gotten up right away. For all the latest headlines and information, tune in the SportsCenter on ESPN Radio all throughout the day.
Strahan is with us on behalf of J.C. Penney to check out his Fashion Lines collection by Michael Strahan and MSX by Michael Strahan. Visit jcp.com. Always a pleasure talking to this guy. I always find him fun and interesting, except for that one time that he yelled at you, but you probably deserved it. So, Michael Strahan with us now. I'm wondering, Michael, Draymond Green, I love his personality. He doesn't mind being a villain. I'm curious, you always carried yourself pretty impeccably. I'm wondering who's the athlete right now playing where you just love the way that person carries themselves?
Well, first of all, you deserve to be yelled at. First of all, let's clear that up.
That's true.
Secondly, I will not hit my snooze anymore. I did not know that. I got to get out of bed immediately.
Well, you got to get up at like 5 a.m., don't you? Don't you get up at 5 a.m.?
I know, but exactly. So I got to stop hitting that snooze because I do get up sometimes and feel a little more tired. Mm-hmm. And so you asking who I think is the athlete that carries himself in an impeccable way?
Just the one that you like the most, the one that you're not necessarily impeccable, because Draymond Green doesn't carry himself impeccably, but just for your tastes, you love the way that guy behaves or that woman behaves.
You know, I guess it's kind of cliche. I'm a big LeBron fan. I think LeBron carries himself well for as much as he has to put up with. And I think even KD, Durant, the way these guys have had to carry themselves throughout all of the things that they go through, it's like a lot on their plate. There's so much thrown their way. And I think guys that, learn at a younger age, look at Dak Prescott. He handled himself well after so much stuff been thrown his way early in his career. And my older teammate, Eli Manning, who just looks like nothing in the world ever bothers him. I just don't know what the hell's going through his mind, but I don't think any of us do. But I like guys who, no matter all the pressure that they're in and under, they just can glide to make sure that they do what their job is to the best of their abilities. And for LeBron, and I think he has a social consciousness about him that I like as well.
Can you give us a good Eli Manning story? Eli Manning told us, he loves those pranks, and he threw so much shredded stuff in the team trainer's air conditioning vent that still, years later, every once in a while, a piece of paper comes flying out. Give us a good Eli Manning prankster story.
Oh, man. I think the best thing that Eli getting pranked by Sean O'Hara was our center. When Sean cut the crotch out of his pants, and Eli went down there to get the ball for the snap. And he had Sean's little friend sitting on his hand.
What? Whoa, keep going, Michael.
Wait a minute. When was this?
Man.
Yeah, so there.
Gave us the good stuff,
yes,
right
but
there.
was that? Yeah, you went right to the good stuff. Was that during a game? It had to be practice, right?
And that's why they make hand sanitizer, people.
Okay, that is why they make hand sanitizers. Excellent. You got a good Jimmy Johnson story for us.
Keep going,
was that during a game?
That's not a good question.
I feel like we would have heard about that.
It wasn't during a game. It was during practice. It was uncomfortable during the game.
Yeah.
It was during practice. But that's one of the best things. The thing is, for people, the hard thing, when you're an athlete, you don't have to grow up. Like, your growing up is after you're done playing, I think. Because when you're playing, you leave, you go into that locker room. And when you're in that locker room, it's a bunch of kids who come out of college, and they're used to that type of stuff, so it never goes away. It's always there, no matter how old you are.
Michael Strahan with us here on ESPN Radio. Michael's with us on behalf of JCPenney to check out his fashion lines, Collection by Michael Strahan, and MSX by Michael Strahan. Visit jcp.com. Mike, did you expect any of this? GMA, clothing lines? You're more famous in your post-football life than you were when you were actually playing.
That's weird.
No, that's very weird. I didn't expect any of it. I'm still surprised now. But, I enjoy it all. I just take it as it comes in stride. I think it was a blessing to have, an NFL career as I had, because now I look at everything else as, I'm grateful for it. You know what I'm saying? Because you kind of expect to have one career, and that's the career that's good enough, and you move on from there, and you just go through the rest of your life. But for me, I've had 2 or 3 careers, so I'm not complaining, and I'm happy, but I'm also grateful, and I realize not all about me. It's a lot of people who helped me get here, too. So, I've had to learn a lot, have my ups and downs, and I think it's great because now people see athletes, and athletes see themselves as more than just somebody on the field. You see yourself as somebody who can accomplish more than just playing a sport, and I think that's what I'm most proud about. He said, I think a lot more people know me now from other things that know for football, which I never thought was possible.
Well, one of the most amazing things I've ever seen in entertainment, Michael, is the idea that so many housewives, primarily white housewives, were totally good with big black Michael Strahan, who was a menace as a player, coming out holding hands with Kelly Ripa, that you made that transition in a way that was beloved and embraced and because of your charm. And I'm wondering, do you have anywhere that you've arrived, either any offer you've gotten or anywhere, an environment that you've been in where you've been like, holy bleep, I can't believe that I got here?
Well, yeah, I mean, that's all the time. I think it's all the time when you just see people you see on TV and admire, where you're like, oh, that is a star. And you're there with them, and they're like, oh, man, Frank, I love you. You know, and it's like, really? Like, I wouldn't think you knew who I was or what I looked like or anything like that. So when I get the reception that I get from a lot of people who I admire, then that blows me away.
Give me some examples. Give me some examples, Michael. Give me some of the people that you've been most floored by.
I mean, you name it. I mean, it's kind of hard not to. Pretty much you name it. That's what I'm saying. It's almost no limit. I mean, like Julia Roberts, Salma Hayek, who I love. Just so many stars out there who I would look and go, okay, you know, nowhere in the world they know who the heck I am, and they do, and they don't watch football. They're not football fans, and it blew my mind. Trust me, to have all these, if you want to call them housewives or whatever, they may be in Middle America know who I was, but when I went to Live and I was guest hosting, I never thought I'd get the job. I was there having fun, and then once I did get the job, I just continued to have fun, and I think that people want to see somebody who is, I don't change. I am what I am now, and I am what I am on that show, and I am what I am later on when you see me on the street. So there's no changing. It's and that's authenticity, and I think authenticity is the thing that has helped me the most.
True or false, Tiki Barber is insane with rage and hates you because you took all the stuff he was supposed to get.
Absolutely false, man. I've gone out with Tiki. We've had some cigars and everything else. Tiki's done right and done well in his own regards. He does a radio show, and he has a company called Duzio. So with Duzio, I know he's done well, too. So Tiki's been able to be successful on the radio show and also in terms of a business, which is a lot harder in some regards. So, Tiki's done, and his path is what everybody thought. They think my story is what his story was supposed to be, but you never go to the proof. You never know what's going to happen in life. And we both are where we should be, and we both have done well after football, which I'm happy to report. And that's a good thing. Every time I see another athlete have a good story after the game and not one of bankruptcy or trouble, then you got to be happy about that, because it kind of disproves the stereotype that after the game is done, everybody is either broken or in trouble. And I think guys like Tiki prove that that's just a myth.
Stugotz, have you ever seen Michael Strahan's fingers?
No, I've not.
I mean,
they're pretty. They're very pretty.
They're awful. They're awful. And
I'm a hand model.
Yeah, no, they're terrible because they get stuck between helmets and stuff. And how many of them work correctly? Which is the worst one?
All of them work, man. They can only go to the golf club. That's all I need.
Strahan.
They don't work.
Strahan, you've got fingers that go totally sideways. Totally sideways.
A few of them, they bend if I move them in weird directions. One of them is permanently a little curved, but all of them are a little curved.
You can't pick up change. You cannot pick up change.
He seems to be overcoming it, Dan. I mean,
Strahan, can you pick up change?
No, I can pick up change, but I can't hitchhike. How about that? But it's funny because they don't hurt. Like, I don't have arthritis, thank goodness, knock on wood, or anything like that. My body feels better now than I felt when I was 25 years old. And if my heart was into it, I really, truly feel like I could go out and play football right now.
Wait a minute. How old are you, Strahan? How old are you?
I'm 45, but black don't crack, man. Batard, I'm 28.
All right, so black don't crack. If I put you right now, if I put you on the Patriots and 45 years old and your heart was into it and you had to train, third down, you're a third down specialist, how many sacks are you getting this season? Next season?
Oh, double digits.
Get out of here, Strahan. Strahan, you and all your broken fingers. What's the matter with you, Strahan?
That's only if Favre came back as well and just handed you a few.
You said key word, third down specialist. 15 years, I was never just a specialist. I played it all. And that's what kills me. People go, you're a pass rush specialist. And no, you're defensive end, you do it all. I hate guys that come in and they just rush the quarterback. You're one-dimensional. Your guys look up all. Your defensive ends play to run as well as they play to pass. So if you were just going to give me the opportunity just to be rested and come and rest the passer, oh, man, that's double digits all day long.
Strahan, let's do it then. Let's do it. I want to make a bet with you. All you have to do is train and play at 45, and whatever it is that you want, I will give you it if you're able to get double-digit sacks next year.
Let me explain to you. I'm going to send you over my contract, and you're going to have to match them in order for me to do that.
Okay, see you later, Strahan. See you later. Got no time for you anymore. See you later.
Dan Le Batard.
There's a belief that there's gold in the heads of bald men, so police in Mozambique are warning bald men.
Stugotz.
I'd cut my own head off if I were bald. See if there's gold in there. I like money.
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz on ESPN Radio.
There are always dangers when you leave Stugotz alone with the radio show, when I leave him alone with the radio show. We've learned this many times and many ways over the years. It's like parents leaving the city or country when they've got teenagers who won't behave, and you just know they're going to throw a party while you're gone. And so I try not to listen to any of it because I get mad at Stugotz. But one of the times this happened was with Michael Strahan. I had left during the Super Bowl one year. I had left, and Stugotz was left to interview Michael Strahan. Now, many of you may have heard Stugotz last week with Matt Bonner. He began an interview with "You like sandwiches, huh?" Stugotz is not great at interviewing. Is that fair?
Yeah, that's totally fair. Although I will say I saved the Tyson interview yesterday.
Yeah, he liked you. He connected with you.
He did, yes. But no, I'm not great at anything, man. I show up. It's what I do. I come here, man. That's what I do. I'm great at being a punching bag. That's it. It doesn't bother me. I walk out of here with a smile on my face, and I'm rarely, if ever, mad at Dan, to be honest with you.
I love that the TV show is on delay, so while you're talking right now, the camera was directly on you appearing to eat one of your fingers. Like you just had one of your fingers in your mouth and were chewing on one of your fingers.
You know what? I tried to cut my nails last night, hands and toes.
I don't want to hear about this. All right, so
this is
here
hanging off, man.
So here is Stugotz with Michael Strahan left to his own devices. Here is what Stugotz does when given the floor to himself.
Mike, you're in the news a lot lately because of your divorce and what seems like it's a ridiculous amount of money.
If we're going to talk about football, I was told I'm talking about a Pepsi smash in football, then we can talk about that. But I don't want to get on. Just like I don't talk to the papers about that.
I was just going to ask if you're tired of talking about it. I guess the answer is yes.
I don't talk about it. And you're going to try to come out of left field and kind of get me with it. But I'm from New York, my friend. I do radio all the time, and I'm going to shut you up before we even go there.
Just was going to ask if you're sick of it. Apparently you are. Pepsi Smash Cup?
You know what? You got to, like I was saying, ask me about the Pepsi. Don't go, I was going to ask, it doesn't matter what you were going to ask me. I'm telling you what we're going to talk about.
Man, I was sweating. Thanks for leaving me.
That's when our show just figured out how to be good.
Yeah.
Is it?
That's around the time.
Right around the time.
Where we would sink into that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because that would have been a great thing to sink into, but I left Stugotz alone. And back then he was trying to do sports radio interviews. And Michael Strahan was just here to talk about the Pepsi Challenge. We got an interesting offer here. Put this on the poll, Guillermo. First of all, put this on the poll. Are street performers in show business? Because I think street performers might be below sports radio on the show business ladder.
Dan, when you give someone money because they're entertaining you, by extension, they are in show business.
Yeah.
That's it.
You go to Venice Beach. Those shows are incredible. They should be Vegas.
But those are beggars.
Strip.
No, hold on a second.
You know,
the
Vegas,
beggars.
the
Some of them are very
shows?
entertaining.
Venice Beach
Get out
shows
of
are
here.
amazing.
All right,
on to the
Great
boardwalk
hustle.
up in Orlando, man.
Are street performers in show business is the question at Le Batard Show. And I forgot what the other one was because you guys got me stuck on arguing about this stuff.
I think it was, do you want the show? Would you like if the show blank?
Oh, no, yeah. Would you like the show to do the Super Bowl from Australia? Thank you. Would you like the show? Because we've got an offer to do the Super Bowl. Like we got a big following in Australia.
You hate the Super Bowl so much that you want to go to
I like
as
the
far
idea
away
of that,
as possible?
almost as far away geographically possible. If we can get me, you know what? Never mind. We'll do it at the Arctic Circle. Michael Phelps races a shark next.
Hi, everyone. Stugotz here. Support for the Dan Le Batard Show podcast comes from our friends at Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans. chances are you're confident when it comes to your work, your hobbies, and your life. Rocket Mortgage gives you that same level of confidence when it comes to buying a home or refinancing your existing home loan. With Rocket Mortgage, you can apply simply and understand fully so you can mortgage confidently. To get started, go to rocketmortgage.com/Stugotz, Stugotz, equal housing lender, licensed in all 50 states, NMLSconsumeraccess.org, number 3030.
Daddy, where do babies come from?
Honey?
Mommy went to the store.
Oh, well, you see, there's a mommy and a daddy, right?
Right.
And see, when they call Geico, they could save a bunch of money on car insurance.
Oh, really? And that makes them happy?
Yes, that makes them very happy.
That's good.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad we could have this talk, Sunshine.
Geico, because saving 15% or more on car insurance is always a great answer.